Hey everybody, it's Phoenix Dragon here, and it's time for some Minecraft. Hey Floxy, welcome. Welcome. We're just getting our game on here. Oops, let's make that bigger. How's everybody doing tonight? It's Monday. It's disgustingly hot outside. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Oh,
Oh, thanks for the
yeah.
follow. You actually just reminded me I have to do this every single time. I don't know why, but I have to reset or refresh my alerts because otherwise they don't want to work properly. Did I just see? No, I didn't. Okay. So we're here on the Mystic server. I hope everybody's staying cool out there tonight. Oh, thank you for the stretch redeem. I do need to do that actually. And apparently, so I will put my character to bed to do that. It has been one of those days. I've been resting most of it because I have this week off, but unfortunately, oh, it has not made my back any happier. But there we go. That was a stretch. So we're here on the Mystic server and don't know what I'm gonna do today. I got the pens made over there. We should actually go check those out and maybe work on some of the, put some more pressure plates in there too. I hope everybody can hear me all right. Don't crouch. So we've got our place here is actually coming along. We still got nice stretch as followed. Yeah. Thank you, Phoenix Dragon. I realize that. I don't know why it does that. We still got some stuff to do here. Oh, good. Making dressers, a dressing table. Well, we've got the second bed already. Bathroom. Got to figure out where the bathroom's going to be. And oh, it's not that side. Out here, we got to put the balcony furniture out here. But other than that, this place is almost done. Um, but I have come across a new wood that I kind of like, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it this way. We got our fridge going. We got the cooked food up here. We got the raw food down there. Oh, gotta close the door. We got some. Basically, this is the pantry. Got our living room. We didn't bother putting in a TV-ish thing because, well, got that view. Um, we've got a pool out here, so I gotta put some patio furniture or pool furniture out here. I should make a sign to remind myself to do that. I gotta put a dock down here somewhere for like the little fishing hole. Not sure how I'm gonna do that though. And then over that way, we're gonna have the boat launch. And I gotta finish taking down that mountain, those two mountains there. Let's see. Yeah, down there is gonna be the boat launch where people can go and take boats out of. I do apologize for the sniffles. It is allergy season, and I'm just generally congested these days. Um, it's either I'm sneezing or I'm congested. So we've got our. Oh, I didn't grab any iron to see about fixing some of these guys. Okay, you are not one of my cows. Better not be one of my cows. Oh, thank you. This is Mystic World 5, I think. I can't remember how many we've had now. Basically, once a year we reset the world and we restart. So we've got a couple of sheep here. We got the pigs. We got some cows. And we got chickens right here. This is not spawn. This is actually just the village I kind of commandeered. Um, we do have... Wrong button. Doing well for yourself. Not so much. I mean, I've been playing Minecraft for 11 years now, and I still don't know how to do a lot of stuff. I just kind of play along and kind of just do whatever. If my imagination can think it up, it will. To be honest, I think this is the first non-tower-esque type house I've built. Um, and most of that, like I said, I commandeered that village, so I just had a view of doing another beach resort. I've done them in the past. What did I come back here for? Uh, Ah, yes. My teleport book. And being the admin, I kind of have a little cheaty thing going on here. Um, we have coordinates to Baby Dragon as your avatar. Nice. I've been... Villagrad, what do you mean fucking hell that mic? Is it too loud now? It's where it should be. No swearing. Yeah, Oh, yeah, it is peaking a little bit, actually. Hold on. Hold on. That's where that should be. Problem is that is that better? Windows likes to update. Yeah, it is peaking. And it changes my settings on me all the time. And yeah, that's better. Okay. I'll drop it down a little bit more. That's much better. I do tend to because I'm on holidays right now, I probably will get a little more excited and kind of peek it a bit more than normal. I've also moved it away from my mouth, which normally I have to put it to my mouth. Because I get excited and because I don't need to take some my anti-stress medication when I'm on holidays, which is what I am right now, so I will tend to get really excited really easily. So I'm just gonna port back to spawn. So this is spawn. When we picked out this site, or this location, this is where we all spawned in, and it was decided we were gonna have a castle for spawn. So we do have a castle, but it's not where we sleep. Go figure. It's just where everything is grown. This is kind of where we sleep, in the little hovel and store. It's literally just spawn. But I came to get some iron. We have an iron farm going. That's our iron farm. That was supposed to be an XP farm. It does not work. Or wasn't working the last time. But this baby does work wonders. It is working quite well. I just need a little bit. There we go. And that was the first thing I had. Oops, I just locked myself in there. There we go. That was the first time I'd ever made an iron farm. That works. So those two fell before I put this wall up. So they just kind of govern everything all over the place here. And, but we have a lot of things turned off. We don't have raids, we don't have patrols or anything like that. However, we do have the barbarians, or whatever they're called, the pillagers. And they are there, and they will kill you if you go over there. Yeah, they will. They will, definitely. And I have a lot of them on my village, because they've just been spawning like crazy, because the amount of villagers that we have over there. So in the little wonky tower that we have here, this is supposed to be storage, that's supposed to be storage. Never really finished it. We have a couple of villagers that are supposed to be wandering around and have jobs, but they are not doing their jobs. Clash of Clans. Yeah. So this guy's supposed to be... Have you taken... No, you haven't taken a job on. Some of them have taken a job, some of them don't. But basically this is just our community garden. Up here, if I can do this right, is our library. We have an enchanting table, record player, anvil, that kind of thing. Yeah. So, and then we do have this little glass walkway and then stairs. Because we were expecting to be at this location for quite a while. We have to keep these trapdoors closed, otherwise the villagers do wander out and get killed. And then we apparently have some mines over here. This was the first farm we had, that's why it's still here. I have no idea whose mine this is. We have a few people that have come on the server. Mostly this is just a friends and family server. But I know you, trust you, you know, it's all good. So there's no sign as to whose mine they're... mine this is. But we got things down here. Basically, it's... looks like it's a freestanding mine. Now we've got stairs going up here. Do I have... oh, yep! I got Discord. I warn you, all of my social media, basically... oh, I've just gone and got myself lost. You will get spammed with animals. I joined. Cool! Nice. I like people who join. My Discord is not very active, I will say that. It's not... I generally just post the announcements when I'm on there. And, of course, goofy stuff. Of course, the mine goes farther down. Oh, that's where the portal is. Okay, good to know where the portal is. Where's the stairway? That way. Yeah, I mean, on my socials, I spam a lot of animal stuff, because the world sucks. So... just I do warning. Dragon's flown away. Oh no! Now it's dark out. So yeah, I do spam a lot of things out there from animals, jokes, bad jokes. We're very inclusive, very friendly. I don't allow for people to be nasty to each other. Let's go over to Pepper's place. See what she's been doing. I know she's been up to something. This is where she spawned. So this is her house here, or was her house. Ah! Hello, villager. She has a villager that lives in here. Okay. We have a general rule on this server of... hello. Hi. If you borrow something from someone, you replace it. Hello. She's been very busy herself, building up this place. She's got some vines going. Pepper, dang girl. Got this place going. What? Ooh, she's been working on this place. I gotta look at this place. This is her house. Dang! See, this is why I was starting to reconsider my what I've used, because dang girl. Okay, she hasn't furnished it yet, although she's working on the kitchen. Oh, she is. Why didn't I? Oh my god. Like, I cannot think of this kind of stuff. Like, holy... You need another bed to make it, you know, even. That's just me, though. Oh, she's got some stuff in there. Overlooking the kitchen. Dang, girl! This is why I love coming to her place, like, other people's places. Like, I get to see what I've... compared to what I've done, and... like I said, I've been playing this game for 11 years, and I cannot do half this crud. Like, half this good. Like, this is freaking amazing. Like, and she's right on the desert, she's got water, she's got, like... bees going. Posture check. Really hard to do these days, Floxy. No, I should be sitting... actually, I should have my chair a little better situated. There we go. That's better. Sort of. I will say, you'll hear me kind of swear a lot if my back gets a little off, and you'll hear me talk about it mainly because of the fact that I did hurt my back a couple years ago, and it is still, despite treatment and all that, it's still going to be there, and it still has a few issues I gotta work out with it. So that's Pepper's place. Like she's notorious for finding farms, or not farms, mines and villages and whatnot, even when she's not looking for it. So that's kind of like silly or amazing. So we don't have a owner of this village, I don't believe. Am I doing the right one? I can't see because I've got my garden pod dragon right in front of my keyboard. There we go. So nobody's at this village. It doesn't look like. Yeah, no, I think this one's still fairly unclaimed. We like to take over the villages because it's, you know, we've already got the houses, but there's not like water over there. And it's got like some of the basics, so we don't need to like focus too much on. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button. All right, so let's not go to my place. Underwater portal, water temple, jungle, flower forest. Ah, Sarah's village. I knew there was Sarah had a village. Watch me teleport into the wrong spot. Ah, there we go. I am in the dirt. There we go. So this is Sarah's village. Let's see what she's done. I don't think she's been on it in a while. Again, she's another amazing freaking builder. It's insane. You're missing some parts, dude. So we've got a farmer. Oh, she's got a chapel here. She's got a chapel. Oh, she's got the same thing I do. She's got a mine down below. Oh, she's got a waterfall. Dang! I got a fountain that they all like to jump in and not get out of. So I had to, like, really fence it off. So she's got a chapel in here, where it seems she's got a few people. Hello, Mr. Cleric. Alright, I hear... Oh, maybe it was the chapel. The cleric. That was the wanderer. The wandering merchant. Okay, so there was something over here I wanted to look at. What is she building over here? Like, I had to steal... Oh, I already been there. Steal bits and pieces from spawn, and I will return them eventually. Because I didn't have them. Like, I didn't have a stone cutter or anything like that. Alright, so we got this. Okay, so she's tied the merchant's llama here. Okay. What is she building? Entrance to her mine. Yeah, this oops, this is typical Saroko. Mine. Mine. She's got a lot of stuff in here. Which is good. Wait, what is this? Oh! What, that's an upgrade table. Doesn't look like an anvil. What in the world? No? I'm not sure how that works. She's got a bed here. Alright. Yeah, no worries, Floxy. You have a good night. No worries. Oh, thank you, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the follow. Not asked for, but not necessary, but definitely appreciated. Thank you very much. And hope you enjoy, and if you can't catch the... if you want to check out anything else, if you can check out the VODs, or you can check out the YouTubes, where I do archive everything 24 hours after... At least 24 hours after I stream, so you can always check it out there if you need to. Alright, that's Pepper's village. We're gonna go back to my village. Yeah, no worries. Alright, so the plan for today is to... As you can see, I have several iron golems here. The plan is to finish knocking down that mountain. See you laters. And... keep bringing that in, and I still gotta do more. I want to do so much more. But I just realized. I think we've been on this map for a year. So the question comes up of whether or not when was this one posted? 2008. Okay, but that's a different map. Okay, oops. I want to load up I think I need to like come up with thumbnails for some of these because otherwise I have no clue. So it's like 52 weeks. Okay, so that's that map. Is this the new map? That is not the new map. That is still the old map. So that's 2 years ago. Where is... Oh no, that's the old map. Hello, Mr. Merchant.
Two sword. Oh, this guy wants wool. Yeah, I gotta go back down.
Sorry, I'm watching, trying to figure out. That was only a few months ago, so that must be this current map I'm working on. Nope, this is still the last map. Oh, I guess we haven't been on this map for very long. I'm thinking maybe... yes. I think this is the one where we blew it up. Yes, okay. So, we haven't been on this map for very long. Whoa. We've only been on it for 6 months. No, it's nighttime. I go to bed now. There we go. Die, monsters, die. Let's go see if we can pick up the pieces. I do not want the dead flesh. I do not. I guess I should do something out here too. I do kind of want to do oh, Burmer. I wonder if I should do like a lookout or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get rid of these trees. I just realized that. My little tree farm here. He's using it for the thingy majiggies. And if you guys like the music you're hearing, if you can hear it, because I do have it quite low, check out Popsky on Twitch. Check him out on Bandcamp. His music, he's awesome. I love his music, and if you want it, and it is stream safe, or it should be, then you go right ahead and go pick up some of his music and give him a follow and like. He's awesome. I mean, I love his music. And I play it every stream, so... No, don't hit there. Hit there. Thank you. So yeah, tonight's basically just gonna be a lot of mining-ish type things, kind of clearing out things. I know it's boring stuff to do and to watch, but hey, I gotta get it done. Of course, I could probably just jump into creative and just clear the whole mountain out, and not a problem, but I kind of don't want to do that, because I do want the resources. Yep. I wanted the the tree trunk. Thank you very much. Thank you. There we go. Alrighty. Excuse me. Ah. I go on vacation. I'm more tired than I was when I was working. Whee! And no, I do not do this full time. I simply stream for fun, and so I'm not on all the time. I do try and stream Monday through Friday. Times are varying, so definitely check out. It's generally 8-ish, 8:30. I know my schedule down below and my Twitch channel says 7:30, but 8 o'clock. But things have had to shift a bit, and I haven't updated that. That's basically pre-COVID stream schedule. But I do on Thursdays. It's the only time where I stream earlier. I generally tend to stream 6:30 to 9:30, 6:30 to 8:30. Due to COVID rules, for restaurants, that's our night out, and that's when we go out and get dinner rather than trying to cook it ourselves. I need like, I'm wondering if I should make myself a diamond pickaxe instead of making just iron. I make iron mainly because we have such an excess of it. But I know everybody else needs some of this material, so that's the reason I'm just doing this and not just going to creative and destroying it point blank. And I know I'm bound to find I think there's a mine under here as well, I think. One thing that I did want to do is, this is an older map, but it is still 1.17. There's supposed to be amethyst geodes on this map somewhere. I have no idea where. And none of the seed sites that tell you where resources and all that are at least I haven't seen them updated. So I'm not entirely sure. Oh, look at all the birch tree saplings. I better go grab those. Wish they wouldn't despawn. I mean, I get why they do, but... I really should get a shulker box, too. Well, I haven't been doing too bad. I still got room. I got room. Alright. Maybe that's what I need to do, is make a diamond pickaxe, diamond shovel that are like non-breaking. I don't know. How much farther do I have to go down? I have to go down quite a bit, don't I? I'm trying to get it so I don't lose the view. Right, so I'm gonna try and get it to be this level. Oh, I've got a ways. Maybe I'll leave that pillar there. I don't know. Or I could just... Oh, you know what? Should have done this. I know this is cheating, but you know what? It's my server, so... Wrong button. I think I need to go down lower. Let's just see how much this does. Ah! Did not want to fall, but hey, this will work. There we go. Whew! I almost fell there. Alright, these are not going to light themselves on fire, but apparently... Oh! Wow! Okay, that sort of worked. It, didn't quite get the center. Found a waterfall. Okay, so this is why I kind of was not really gonna do this, but I did it anyways. Because it destroys all of the materials. Can I get that one, please? Thank you. So, I mean, it didn't do too bad. Didn't go all the way through, though. So I am still gonna have to, do a lot of work. But hey. And I think I went down too far. But hey. Gotta love the booms. And yeah, I could have gotten a whole lot more materials out of that. Ah, get in there. Hello, door, thank you. But hey, we tried it. So, that can go there. That can go there. Sand, building supplies. What's in here? Okay, that. Dirt. Oh, I still had dynamite too. Jeez, man. Cobblestone. No, not that way. Shoot, no. Oh, whoops. That in there. I guess we'll just throw this in the building materials. And that. Okay. So apparently... I can't go down that side. It's not as big as Boom as I thought it was going to be. But that's okay. We will, definitely try again. We'll use up the last of it. Let's just see if we can break through and kind of, like, go straight here. Because that's really where the layer we need to go to, right? Yeah, because all of this can come down. We'll turn all this into dirt. We have enough of it. It's not terrible. Not a great idea, but it wasn't a terrible idea. That's okay though. I mean, unfortunately I'm gonna get rid of the waterfall. So I want to stick. Excuse me. We're gonna go here. No, here. We'll just cross here like this. That way we know what level we need to be on, right? Yeah. Let's get rid of this dirt. There's nothing wrong with trying things for science. Like, what happens when Phoenix Phoenix Decrona Dragon is given dynamite to play with? It's never a good thing. And I keep putting my shovel where I don't want it. There. That in there, there. And I'd say, you know, if it gets too bad, too loud or whatever, people can just mute me and just watch the closed captioning. But the closed captioning is not very good. It's OBS experimental closed captioning, so it's good. It's more funny than anything, that's for sure. Oopsie, I lost me shovel. Well, that's a first in a while. At least I'm not far from home. I can, oops, wrong way. Go and grab me some more tools. Let's put the dirt away. Wood. Need you. Oh, I've got iron in my pocket. Iron in my pocket. And I always go down the wrong way. Go over to the cutting board here. And then we'll make a few. So while we're at it, we'll make some more of these, just to be on the safe side. Because I'm notorious for not, or for letting it all break down, so. Yeah. Me and doors. Me and doors do not mix, folks. I don't know why, but they don't. There we go. So come December, we'll probably change maps again. So I guess I'll have to start looking for one. Everybody gets eager. I mean, Minecraft is just one of those games you kind of come back to and play. Like, we've been playing it non-stop for 11 years, because it's what we do as a family. It's a lot of fun, too. It doesn't require much thinking in my part, I'll be completely honest. I mean, Look what I did here. Was not expecting that one to set the rest of them off, to be honest. Just use that like that. Ah! Did not mean to fall down. This is not garden pause, I can't just jump up there. Ah, I made it. Wow, that's a shocker. Mainly just making stairways for myself. So I can get around here. Alright. Oh, jeez! I didn't think I was standing on it that much. Okay, so apparently the source block is nowhere, like, is in here somewhere. But I am at the level I need to be, which is nice. And I broke my... That's fine. Okay, so this is... Yeah. Alright, we... Alright, Phoenix is not allowed to play with TNT again. She might destroy the whole map. Which of course wouldn't be the first time that I've done that, so. There we go. Oh! Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I missed. Well, that didn't work. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's finish taking this part. I will go over that way and do that side, so. I just realized I should not be going straight down. I mean, it's not gonna bother me any, but still. When you don't know what is beneath you. And considering I just blew up quite a lot of stuff. I'm watching all my material just float away. Maybe I should put barriers down there so that I would get all my stuff. Should never be left alone with my own devices. It's bad, bad Phoenix. Oops, I just broke something I didn't need to break. Whee! Look at them all fall. Float, I should say. So one thing I'm grateful for that they put in finally was that materials float. I mean, technically stone should not float, but hey. I'm not complaining. I don't remember putting it over here, but that's okay. Did some of it go down there? Some of it did. You're home. Okay, none of it went over there. Okay. Yeah, I actually navigated a waterfall. That's a stalker. I usually end up getting stuck somewhere. Alright. Maybe I'll keep this. I don't know. Yeah, I missed. I will definitely have to fill that back in. Da, 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 da. Okay, I know I have way too much cobblestone. So I'm gonna take out the stone and stone brick. Can't because I'm full of cobblestone here. There we go. And we'll put those in the building supplies because they're technically already built. Put the dirt in the dirt. I mean, I'm gonna need it, but that in there. Put the wood in there. Put that there. I have to have everything in a certain order. I don't know. What do you mean the bed is too far away? No, it's not. Alrighty. See, now when I'm here at my kitchen sink, except for that, so I just gotta clear out that part there and all of that. Oh, maybe I should have done TNT there. No, 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 no. No more TNT for Phoenix. Well, that's on the other part of that, right? Yeah, see, I think I'm gonna leave that, because that's all over there, and I need all that material. I'm gonna fill all this in. I did not mean to do that. I will find the bucket that gets rid of that. Let's finish getting this stuff here. So, can I reach up there without getting hurt? We're just gonna do it this way. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. Only because I kind of need this stone. So that I can get over. Up there. There we go. I mean, I don't need the granite, so there we go. Okay, now to get over there. So, I'll have to take all this down too, I guess. Oh, hello, I can reach you now. There we go. Things that go boom in Minecraft. Geronimo! Thanks. This is why I think there was a mine down here, because it just sounded like it. Alright. Now I have a runny nose. Yay. Alright. Now, to work on that one. Oi! The things I go for review! The lengths I go for review. Okay, let's get to the point where I need to be, which is here. So this is 77. Alright, so let's go over here. That's 76, so I need to be up one more. So this is 77, yes. Okay, so this is the bottom layer. So we'll clear out all this. And then I'll leave some of it so I can go up, but I know this is like the most boring thing ever to watch. Okay, we'll kind of go on a staircase here. Okay, so this is the level I need to be at. Oops. So where's my torch? So that's all fine. So that's all got to get cleared out that away. But we got to work from the top because otherwise it ain't gonna happen. So it's just I'll never be able to reach it. So we're going to continue on doing the staircase method. Oh, thanks for the host unknown. Welcome. I hope you've had a great day. Playing Jurassic World Evolution. I gotta get back into that. I mean, I have it, and I was playing it, and it seemed like fun. Very much, sort of, roller coaster tycoon kind of thing. Where you gotta do research and zoo tycoon kind of thing. I just kind of lost, disk space, so I had to install it so I could, run a few games that I am playing on a regular basis. So I really should get back to that. There's a lot of games I want to do. So, and my entire library. Oops. And I'll get there eventually. But there's some games that will be staples of my schedule, such as Minecraft and Ark, and Garden Paws. So, I mean, there's still... I gotta finish Valhalla. I'm trying to finish Ace Attorney at the moment. Game 1 Ace Attorney, because I still do have the rest of them as well. And then I gotta finish those. But I'm gonna do them in sections, mainly because of how long it takes to play them. Valhalla's almost done, I think. Not entirely sure. But I have to get back and play that. Oops. I gotta do Overlord still, Overlord 2, sorry. This time I'm not gonna install the DLC until after I'm finished the first part. I know you don't have to do that, but I found it was very confusing once I was trying to do it. And also did a few parts that were extremely hard and frustrating, so which is why I had to keep taking breaks from it. But I did finish Overlord 1. So I gotta get back onto Overlord 2. And of course, there are some games that I want to do that are on console. Just haven't quite figured out the dynamics of how to do that yet. I'll probably figure that out once my once everything is sorted out here as to my office, if you want to call it that. Oh my goodness, am I nearly there? Ugh. When I say don't look down, don't look down. And later this week, I probably Wednesday. I think I'm gonna start my stream really early, because I am off this week, so I'm gonna probably start it during the day, just because I want to finish that one part. If you guys want me to continue on with the series of Ace Attorney, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to go into game 2. But I did want to kind of take a break from it. I took quite a long break actually from it before I started the current episode, but I do want to kind of do some other games before like some short games. And all of my games, I shouldn't say all of them. I do have a backloggery, so if there's ever any game on there, it's under Phoenix Dragon, that you would like me to see me play. It is not updated. I do have to get off my butt and update that at some point. Let me know, and I'll be more than happy to. Oh, let's not do that. I'm more than happy to get in there. I'm not looking to do quote-unquote 100% of games. Just complete them. Oh, my house is so far away. Can I just have a bed? Oh my god, you can't just have a bed? Oh, crud. Run! I don't have a bed with me. And I can't glide or... I gotta stop thinking this is Garden Pause. I don't play Garden Pause that often, but there's so many dynamics in it that I like that I just keep forgetting that I don't have it in other games. I'm gonna have to make another chest. I gotta see if I have another chest. Because I am out of... Oh, I don't have any more chests. You would think I had more chests. I will make some chests. I don't even have a... Yes, throw... Okay, I really don't need these right now, so let me put these down in the toolbox, which is over here. I don't need that anymore. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that at the moment. Better keep that on me. Anyways... I don't need... No. I don't need that. I don't need that right now. Wrong button. Okay, I gotta go down all the way down to the kitchen. You would think that I would have... I had a spare... What did I do with it? A spare... is it under my wood trunk? Oh yeah, there. Crafting bench. There. I can still access that, right? Yep. What? Oh, right. Because I have the sign there. just because I have the sign there, I can't use... go down, down, thank you. Okay, well, I'm getting there. I am close to the top, okay. Go forward. 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 Thank you. Yeah, if anybody on the server needs materials, you just feel free to come get some. Because now I need to use this to get at those pieces. Which is okay. Actually, I could probably just leave it for now. All for the view, all for the view. Just wanted the house with a view. It's funny because I don't actually have a house with a view. Can I actually reach that without... Oh. Can I hit that one too? Wow. I can. Very slowly. Oh, that one's doubled. Oh, I'm not reaching that one. Break my tools. And yes, I have no armor on. I never will. Not for this. I think the only time I've put on armor so far is to go into the nether because I didn't have a choice. I am trying to do this whole series without using armor. Because why not? Okay, that's gonna be too difficult to get at. Are you serious? Yeah, that's what I thought. I have finally reached the top. But now I have to build up to get those. Ah, isn't that always the case? You reach the top and there's only one place to go. Down. Oh, jeez, that is high. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Gotcha. Haha. Sorry, I'm easily amused. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, I will now have, well, once I get rid of the rest of this mountain, a room with a view. I guess I should have been using my shovel for that, because then I could get snowballs. To which I could hit people with and stun them. Eh. Really should also make a slightly better pickaxe. Was that? Oh, I did close it all the way out. Huh? See, I wish my company would use this. What is this? Uh... Oh, that's other stuff. Okay. Boop. Alright. Maybe I should have saved the dynamite for this. But then, how do I guess... Could just dig a hole and just dump them all down it. No, 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 no thinking of dynamite now. Bad Phoenix. I do actually want to make like a, not a lighthouse, but a, I do want to go back to kind of my roots, if you will. I mean, I've been making towers for a long time, and I kind of do want to make another tower. I'm just not sure where yet. I mean, I guess I could make it on the end of this. Where's the end? Like over here? Ooh. Yeah, I can make it here. Once I get this flattened out, maybe that's where I'll make it. But then I won't have the view. Oh. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I mean, technically the main view is not out the side window, but... Because I kind of did build my house in the wrong spot. Now that I think about it. Because I have 3 doors. I have, like, a side door and a front door and a back door. I mean, if I had turned the house... I mean, I could still do it. I would just have to turn the top. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to get quiet. I'm just thinking here. What do I want to do now? Problem with me is I am a perfectionist, and I admit that. I'm also slightly OCD, and not Obsidian Demon, Cobra Demon. I like things to look a certain way, and when I realize something like I just realized, or I can make this nice tower here, which would work out really well, and I forgot to bring a bed with me again. I kind of think that I gotta change what I've been working on, like turn the house. No, can you swim? I gotta grab the buckets and deal with this water. It's not staying. Ouch. Okay, don't crouch in the bedroom. Doesn't work. No, get around the pole. Thank you. So that is why I haven't made any more diamonds. I only have 2 diamonds. I mean, I could technically give myself diamond pickaxes. Let's just take this bed with me. So I don't know where my... Oh, right. Where my other spare bed is. I mean, I could make a little pond here. Come on. Find me the source water bucket. Where is the source? Okay. I have 8 buckets of water. Corrections, I have 9 buckets of water. And that was not the and I did not find the source. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do the sponge trick to get rid of all that. Because the buckets aren't gonna do squadoo. Alright, where did I put the sponges? Where did I put the sponges? Sponges. And I went down the wrong way. I really should like make a stairway the other side instead of there, but this is the only thing I can think of to get rid of these things, because I cannot find the source. Did I just find the source water? Except for what I put over here. Okay. There's that, there's that. And my pickaxe breaks, of course. Alright, so there's no water down there. Alright. Got that going. So now we finish clearing off this. Tedious task of mining all this. All because I want the resources and because I want the view. And then when I'm all done, I'm going to build a tower here. Not so much a tower, but not, I guess not a lighthouse, because I haven't figured out how to do redstone yet. 11 years and I still haven't figured out redstone, but that is a bit electronic-y, and although I know computers, I don't know electricity. Well, I mean, I know electricity, I understand it, but I don't know how to get it to work in Minecraft. Redstone is not my friend. I can barely open doors with pressure plates, for goodness sakes. But I'm gonna cook all this up. Ooh. I mean, for me... No, it would still come out the blackish for the most part. I was gonna say I could use the granite to make a black tower. I've done it before. It looked really nice, but unfortunately the way the stone comes out now, part of it's pink and part of it's black. I don't know why. And I can't play in vanilla because vanilla just looks way too harsh. Really should get Optifine running again. I liked Optifine. It was pretty. Oh, it might help if I got rid of the dirt. And was on this safely on the next platform. So that I don't do something stupid like fall off, which is I'm notorious for, if you've watched any of my ARK videos or streams. When Phoenix is up high, she forgets she cannot fly. Even if she's on a bird. It'd be fun to find an amethyst geode, but it's like between level 70 and bedrock, which is such a wide degree of difference. And I know I don't have any below me because I went spectator mode last week and kind of like took a peek. I don't remember what's there, but I do know there's no amethyst. So I mean, there have been times where I've just been tempted to, like, give myself all the stone in the world and just build out of creative mode, but the purpose of this, playing the game is not, it's not to do it all in creative, unless it's specifically a creative map. Although I am kind of tempted just to let the player, like the server players, loose on a creative map, just to see what they can do. Maybe that's what we'll do. I'll have to put word out to the server players and see if that's what they would like to do, is do the next map as a total creative map and just get them to build shit. You know? It won't be a flat world or anything, it would just still be like this. You gotta use, like, your environment, but have, like, just let them loose without everything. Give them access. Cat, I have my bed with me this time, Mr. Moon. I do not have a shulker box, though. I really should give myself one. And I know there's no monsters up here, so... Got a long way to go. Y'all are gonna get bored. Okay, my AC is still on. I couldn't hear it for a second, so I had to make sure. It's getting warm in here. I don't know about where all you are. I hope everybody's staying cool if it's roasting temperatures there. We have a wide range of temperatures where I live, and everything from 20 degrees Celsius. I think the lowest was 25 today, and this weekend it's supposed to get like the hottest place apparently in the country, although they also say in the world, which I highly doubt, is going to get up to 41 degrees Celsius, so that's over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. That's insane. Thankfully that's not specifically where I am, but that's in another part of my province. Now where we get, I think the highest we'll get up to is about, out in the valley will be about 31. Say I'm kind of lucky. I'm hoping next week is cooler because I go back to work next week and, oh, I don't think I could handle that. Okay, if this one breaks, I'm just gonna give myself a diamond pickaxe because it's just, yeah. Is there, wait, hold on a second. What is that, oh, there is. So netherite, that's what I need no longer, like, cause diamond is 5. It's the same speed though. That's what I'm gonna give myself. Sorry guys, I'm gonna like cheat here. I'm gonna give myself a whole bunch of these. Cause I know it'll break. Netherite. I don't even think I have netherite stone. So there. Yes, I'm cheating. But hey, you know what? It's my server. And that would require me to go into the nether, and I don't... I'm chicken, folks. I'm chicken. If you have not seen my stream before, I will not go in the nether all by myself. Forget it. I'm chicken. Beyond chicken. I will give diamonds to other people to go get. Although netherite seems to be a little more worth a little bit more because it's the toughest, so we'll see. Maybe we just need to... Diamonds, though, can be found on the surface rather than in the nether. The netherite is found in the nether, so... So if anybody on the server needs cobblestone, they can feel free to swing by the beach resort and come grab some. That's what I need, is a beacon. How the heck do I make a beacon again? Maybe that's what I need to add to this thing to make it go faster. Is a beacon. Did I spell it right? I did. So I need another star, glass, and obsidian. Okay. And then the pyramids is what gives you different abilities, I think. Okay, so it could be given... Okay, so what does the level of the pyramid mean? Okay. Okay. I don't think I can make... Am I within... I mean, I'll end up taking it down anyways. I don't even know if I can... Oh, I can. Ha. Okay, there. It made me a beacon. I can spell. I don't know if this will do anything, but... I'm just gonna see. Not that one. Of course you would. Close. Not now. Jeez, Firefox, close. Okay, so... I know, and I'm cheating. So it's gotta be... Wait, what? No. 9 by 9. Well, I don't... Do I need to... No, I just need to do a little... There we go. Woohoo! Speed. So now... Of course I've done this, like, given myself so many. I don't need to do that. So if I do that... So now I should be able to do all this faster if it reaches. It'll tell me in the corner if it doesn't reach. So let's find out. Oh gosh, yeah. Ooh, look at it. A little faster. Not much. Speed, okay. Oh. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Oh. Okay. Watch me break this. So if I did... Oops, not down there. Let's make it go away. Make the night go away. And then you go like this in the center. Does that make it go farther? I know it makes it go longer. But basically I'm gonna have to like... Yeah, it makes it last a little longer. It can reach at least. I don't feel like I'm going faster. Oh wait, hold on. Did I do it right? Hold on. Oh. Can I just stick the whole lot in there? I guess not. Like, how do people keep that going for so long? Like, I don't feel like I'm going any faster. Hey, Real Mystery, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I don't know why my raid thing did not go off. I'm gonna have to check those again. They work sometimes and they don't work other times. I hope you're doing good. What are you playing? Crash Bandicoot? Ooh, nice. You having fun with that? I know it's supposed to be silly. I gotta fix my... I don't know if... It's not Nightbot, it's Stream Elements, and I think. Or is it Streamlabs? I can't remember. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying cool in this disgustingly hot day. I'm kind of cheating by making a beacon, and I spawned in what I needed for the beacon, so... Because I gotta take down this mountain and it's driving me crazy. Oh, good. Good, good, good. There we go, now we're really cooking. I spawned in a few tools as well. Because I need to get this mountain down. I'm glad you're doing well. I hope everybody, and welcome to everybody who came in with Real Mystery. Hope everyone is doing well and staying cool. Or staying warm, depending on where you are. I know some places in the world are not as roasting as we are. It's also not summer where they are. I did some dynamite down there earlier, and that turned out that was a bad idea because I lost all the things. Oh, good. Working on trying to get the gold relic on the last level, the cut level from the original. Oh. Yeah, you're finding it quite difficult? Yeah. I'm kind of not surprised. Like, honestly, I've never played Crash Bandicoot, but I've been watching San play it, and it just seems like something that would drive me crazy. But I do want to get into more console games. I am planning soon to play Heavenly Sword. I really need to test it out to make sure I'll be able to see everything on my computer screens rather than a television. But I do want to get back into proper console gaming on Wednesday nights. But I will finish Ace Attorney first. I gotta finish games. Heavenly Sword. Actually, it started out as a video game. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to get the PS3. But when it came out, it was the only game that kind of interested us. So we waited, and then a friend of mine from work gave me Heavenly Sword because she got stuck and was frustrated and she didn't want it anymore. So I'm like, oh, now I have to get a PS3 so I can play it. The movie was good. I did like the movie. I do have the movie. So yeah, it was a movie as well. They never made a sequel to it. or sequel to the game. They're also the same people that made Hellblade, Suena's Sacrifice, which I've played twice so far. I generally save it for October. Yeah, no, you're not losing your mind. At least not yet. Ah! Apparently I am losing where I'm stepping, though. Help! How do I get back over there? Ah. Okay, I can go up this way. I did not realize that was an overhang. This is why you never dig straight down, folks. Yeah, no. And I quite enjoy Hellblade. It's a real mind. At least not yet, she says. Yeah. Hellblade is a real mindfuck. And it was designed specifically to bring forth mental health into the gaming industry. It does that very well. You definitely got to use headphones when you're playing it. I've not played the VR version. I cannot play the VR version, thankfully. Playing the regular version messes with my head as it is. I don't think I could do the VR. But thankfully I can't do VR in general because of my eyesight. And because I am prone to migraines and whatnot, so... But it is an amazing game and, like I said, a real mindfuck. Because you think it's going one way, but it's a whole nother. So they did a really good job on that. And like I said, they're the creators of Heavenly Sword, so the fact that I liked that game... Hellblade. Suena's Sacrifice. It came out a couple years ago. I've played it... you can see my videos on YouTube. I've got 2 series of it. I did it twice. I still have not got the good ending. Thought I would, but I didn't. Either that or there is no good ending. I'm not entirely sure. The whole game is all about mental health and getting inside one's head. Yeah. I think I saw someone play it, or I saw the ad for it, I can't remember which. But it really, when you get into it, it's hard. It's hard to digest because it's, like I said, it's best played with headphones and really good headphones because you get voices everywhere. Yes. Yeah. But again, it's all, it's basically a young lady who was shunned by her father, for having a gift. And unfortunately, yeah. And it's those voices that really is what messes with your head while you're playing. But they're necessary. They are necessary. If you can watch the making of it, they actually, the developers... Oh, hello. Why am I leaving? Oh, that's why. The developers actually consulted with people of the mental health industry to make sure that, one, they're not portraying it incorrectly, but also to make sure that it was something that could be done properly. And I enjoyed the art. The art in the game is amazing. Like, it is an absolute gorgeous game. Let me keep that on me. We'll throw those in there for now. I need an organize button. Mojang, get on that, dudes. It looks, yeah. And some of the battles you gotta face, it's like, dang. What are you looking at it? I always love the beams. Like, the first time I played it, was a couple years ago, and it... Oh shoot, how am I gonna do this? I don't want to break that, because I need that. Okay, let's go around this way. See if we can do it this way. Shit, there we go. But yeah, it's just a phenomenal game. And I give praise to those guys for doing it. It's such an amazing job. Oh, I'm getting there actually. Sweet. There we go. Let's put down the bed. But yeah, check it out. If you wanna like, I'm just gonna check on my things here. Sometimes I have to log into all the different stupid sites that I have operating just to get it to kick in. Yeah. See, that frickin' worked. I don't know what happened there. I'll check that in a sec. Wait, Sarah! I finally get all my alerts working and she pops in with the... Shout out to Sarah. Oh yeah. They're like, I have them up on my YouTube. So if you wanted to check them out there, just to give you an idea, I played them all through. I generally, and I will be playing it again this October, because I swear to high heaven, there's a good ending. At least that's what I keep hearing, and I keep getting the crap. It should be. If I could spell. There we go. Nope. That one? Ha! There we go. There. I do try to keep everything consistent so it's easy to find. It is also down in my on my page there on Twitch. Yes. And I do try and keep them all linked together with all the socials and whatnot so that people can see it. And there's other games there too as well, like any and all videos that I've been streaming. Oh right, there's that. But yeah, it's an awesome game. And I think the very first, so 2 years ago is the one where at the end of the game, I played the making of. So you can definitely check out, you know, why they made it and how they made it. And thank you for the 8-month sub, Sarah. You wonderful lady, you. I enjoyed you guys' stream today. I do apologize for not being able to get back to it. I got kind of engrossed in playing Garden Paws. Had to do some grinding, so... Should have been on here grinding away, but no. Yeah, check out Sarah. She plays awesome. She plays like Minecraft and Conan and Ark and other games. I have no idea what. I only get to catch her every so often because I'm usually working. And if I'm lucky, I can put her on in the background when I'm working, but I do have to mute her all the time, so... Because I work in an office with other people. We're getting there, folks. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more layers to go. Which is why I put the beacon in place. To make it faster. Which it does not seem like I'm going faster. Not even with the netherite pickaxe. You got a train. So it was Ryujin that you guys were playing with today, right? Like, I'd never heard his voice before. I really hadn't. I think because usually when he does play with Snowman on golf, Snowman's got the Discord so quiet for me that I can't. Yeah, and Nyeto, yeah. I was watching Nyeto as well. And I can't wait for him to get better internet. I'm sure. I'm sure he's even like so excited about it. Yeah, I'd never heard Ryu's voice before. Ah! Ow. Yeah. Well, like I said too, Snowman does when he's got everybody going, he does have them very quiet. Um, when he's got everybody there, like when it's just a few, couple of them, it's not so bad. Like I can hear everybody clearly, but yeah. And I hope my sound's still okay. Because I did turn it down a little bit. Windows updates, it man, it really messes with the mics. Oops. I built a beacon, Sarah. I cheated, but I built a beacon. I spawned it in, but it's like I'm not taking forever to do this. That thing? That is the beacon. That is what's making me do this a lot faster. It's got speed on it. Because I'm gonna take this mountain down, it's blocking my view, and then I'm gonna block it with a tower instead. But it's in the way, and it was just like taking forever. And I did try the TNT thing, which did not work so well, as you can see. But I also needed to keep the resources, so... Oh, the windows? It does, yeah. Yeah, every so often. Like, that's why I was having problems where people kept saying I was too quiet, is because it had reset all my levels in my mic and I had no idea. So I had my mic almost peaking. Well, now it's kind of peaking. I'll try to keep it low, but it was getting real loud apparently tonight because I had readjusted them, and then it's been fine the past couple of days or like, past couple of streams, and then tonight it was like people are like, ah, it's too loud. So I've dumbed it down, but yeah, it's Microsoft Logic. It's like, we're just gonna mess with these settings, and then we're messing with these settings, but we're not gonna touch these ones, and then, oh, now we're gonna touch them, and... I also find, and I do this at work too, that I will start to get louder as I get more excited about things, or, oops, or I start to do things. And this week, I guess I should have warned people, because I'm off, I don't have to take some of my medications, so I probably will get loud at times. I will try to curb it as much as possible, but I don't always notice it. So, yeah, Wednesday I'm gonna start doing, I take a low dose of Ritalin, for my ADHD. I don't have a severe form of it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I get excited or frustrated or things like that, or just really distracted. Usually at work it's when I get more frustrated, because I deal in law, so if things don't go logically how my brain thinks it should, I get really, really like excited, so my volume starts to go up. We encountered that about 4 years ago, and so my doctor, although didn't want to put me on the medication because I have such a low, I'm not like full-blown ADHD, but it has, so I'm on a very low dose, but it has helped. But because I'm off on vacation, I don't have to take it. If I find that I'm getting too distracted, or too over the top, I will probably take it. But yeah, when they talk about gamer ADHD, it's not the same as ADHD, like actual ADHD. I can tell you that. It's something that I've always had to deal with, but we never really kind of done anything about it until that point. So, and I think it was just the fact that I was undergoing so many other health issues that they're like, okay, we kind of need you to kind of cool it a little bit. But my brain never shuts off, unfortunately, even when I am quote-unquote resting. As Sanjin likes to say, I don't know how to relax, because I don't. This is relax. This is my relaxing to me. So, yeah, I have to have a little chemical help with it. That's all. But it's so minor. I don't think in the 4 years that I've been taking the medication that I've had to take multiple doses in one day. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've always been a gamer, not just video games, but just in general. I've been playing video games since I was freaking like a kid, since Nintendo basically came out. But I really kind of got into it a little more because I can't, like, to give you an idea, I have projects on the go here at the house that I've been meaning to finish. Like, I've been working on a cross stitch for Sanjin for God, almost 26 years now. I have not finished it at all. I'm almost tempted just to start over. But it's because I get distracted, you know. And, or I put it down and when I'm not, like, if I don't schedule it, I have to have everything scheduled. Otherwise, I don't. Like, I had plans to do things around the house today, which was the first day off, but I ended up not doing it at all. So, but this is how I relax. Yeah. But she knows how. She knows. I mean, to be honest, Sans mom was the same way. I think it was about when we... Was it when we moved? No, I think we got it before we moved. She finally finished his school. I remember when he and I first started dating, I gone over to his house and she was laying it out. And so, and I saw the kind of her laying out the pattern. So that, I mean, we've been together almost 26 years now, so to give you an idea. Ah, no, I don't want to go down. I want to go back up. Dang it. Where's my pathway up? I blew up. Well, yeah, it's, for me, the funny thing is I poke myself about it because it's sitting in my, on the floor in the bedroom. And it's right there. Like, there's no excuse for me not to find it. It's not like it's packed away still or something. It's one of the things that I moved into the bedroom so I could work on it. Okay, now the fun part begins to get back up there. I have to go this way. But yeah, I've been working on it, and I know there's mistakes in it, but I decided not to go back and try and fix them. But yeah, that was, oh crap. That was kind of what I did to relax before. That or reading. But, Jesus Christ. Now the response I get is I thankfully have not gotten that. Like, he doesn't bug me about it, thankfully. He laughs at me when I mention it or I pull it out to work on it. Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, I really should work on that. I will get there eventually. I've managed to finish other projects before that one. But yeah, I mean, it's just funny. Like, but at least, you know, when you are gonna get it, when it is done, it's been done with love. Yeah. Like, I think by the time I'm 100, I will have it finished. I can't even think, I haven't pulled it out in a long time, but I think I've gotten like a quarter of it done. Because I work in quarters. I just haven't. Exactly. And that's the thing, if you can't laugh about it. I mean, I still have a quilt, I think, in my trunk here at the house that I've been working on. It's just a little quilting project that my mom started me on when I was little. Yeah. And I don't even know what stage it's in. I just know that it's... Mom keeps telling me I have it, and I don't remember seeing it, but there's a lot of boxes and stuff I never opened, even before we moved. They were just in storage, so who knows? It wouldn't surprise me. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to... I mean, one thing I do want to get done this week, for sure, before I go back to work, is to get my hair done. I gotta do my hair. It's been well over a year. I need to color it. The grays are just, terrible. The grays are terrible. And I mean, I've had the color sitting in my cupboard for months. Since I think just after COVID started. It's like, I can't get to the hairdresser, so I guess I'm gonna have to do this myself. So it should be funny, because, you know, it's not just coloring it brown or black or anything, it's putting a color in it, period. Alright, we're getting there. Say we're slowly getting there. We're getting there faster than we did before, that's for sure. But with this heat too, I'm actually starting to think maybe I should brave the hairdresser and actually get it blonde again. I don't know. At least I won't have any complaints about the red in my hair, because I haven't had red in so long. And I think by now, I think Sanjin cut out the last of the red when I was, when I made him cut my hair in October. Or was it August? I can't remember. I was just so fed up with it. Men are lucky, they can just take a razor to their heads. Do I have food? I do have food, good. Can I switch that, please? Thank you. So yeah, Sarah, if you ever need cobblestone or anything like that on the server, you just come and get it. I have no room for the coal. Okay, I'm gonna have to make some stairs here because this is not gonna work. That did not work. Well, it sort of worked. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm gonna have like 2 full double trunks full of cobblestone. Probably if not more by the time I'm definitely more by the time I'm done. I guess I'm not gonna need this excess diamonds. I kind of cheated and brought some stuff. Kind of ported some stuff in for myself. She's seen my turf. Yes. And I did show off everybody's projects earlier. That's the one thing, actually, Sarah, since you're on, and I'll send a note to Pepper as well later. The next server, which I'll probably be switching, maybe, depending on if you guys want to or not, in December, maybe just go completely creative, and just see what people can build. You shall return? No worries. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I can stay up longer. No, you haven't done any on this one, yeah. You've taken over a village and built a mine underneath it. But I was thinking next server we could do just nothing but creative and just see what people can build. get their creativeness going, and just see where it takes everybody. I don't know. It's up to you guys. I mean, we can keep this server going. I mean, it's six months away that I was thinking of. So there's still plenty of time to still build on this one. Yeah, I think I've done most of the terraforming on this map. Because I cleared off that over there where my house is, and I'm clearing off this area. I haven't really terraformed the village. That's pretty much the same over here on my end. I am gonna build like a lighthouse or something over here. I was terraforming this to get rid of it so that I could have a view, but then I was thinking, you know, I'm not really pointed, like my views are sort of that way and that way. So I think I'm gonna build like a lighthouse, or not necessarily a lighthouse, but a tower of some kind, like maybe a wizard's tower. I don't know. I don't know. Is that andesite over there? Oh. Interesting. And no, I'm not going to keep the beacon here to build or anything like that. I just did it just because I'm terraforming. No, it can't get dark out. No, what do you mean? It is nighttime. That's the moon right there. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. Wait, where'd my... Oh, I've moved everything. That's what it is. Can I sleep now? Has it been long enough? Thank you. Ouch, my neck just cracked. Alrighty. How many more levels do I have to go? Too many, I think. One, two, three, 4, 5. 5 more levels! Woohoo! This would have taken me forever without that beacon, I will say that. I would have been cutting off stream and still having about 10 layers to go. It doesn't seem like I'm moving any faster, but apparently I am. So I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna build the... I think I might do netherrack brick. Because it's the nice dark red. And I don't want to do the granite because otherwise you get that pink stuff and it's not so nice. I don't know why the Mojang did granite as pink. Like, makes no sense. That's why I use the resource pack I do. Most of the time it's black. Oops. Whee! Yeah, this is definitely much faster. If any terraforming needs to be happening on this server, I will be more than willing to give people the beacon. You're back? Oh my gosh. I knew that was gonna break eventually. Takes a long time for these ones to break. Hey, no worries. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, no worries. I actually haven't had a snack tonight. That's a shocker. I just realized that. I normally have my snackage in front of me. All I know is I can't have any more caffeine tonight because I've had my 2 cans. And we don't need me having more than 2 cans of Pepsi a day. It's what I have on a normal basis. I don't need to have any more. It's called fighting the addiction. Which I'm very poor at when I'm at work. Whee! You stopped drinking Coke over a year ago? Oh yeah. Well, I think it was about 2002. I gave up Pepsi completely, or 95% of the time. But before that, I was drinking about 2 liters a day. I think 2 liters. No, it'd probably be about more than that. It's probably 3 liters a day. Because I'd have a liter in the morning for school during my first few classes, and then I'd have a liter in the afternoon, and then when I get home I had another liter. Yeah, it was about 3 liters a day. And then I gave it up in, I think it's 2001, 2002. And it was not easy. I will say that. But I substituted it for other non-caffeinated drinks, which made things a lot easier. And then in 2010, I started up again because my stress level was so high. I needed something to calm me down. Caffeine, believe it or not, calms me down. It's not easy, no. So now, what I do is I use it as my stress meter. If I have more than 2 cans a day, I'm under a lot of stress. At work, I'll have 1, and then I'll have 1 when I get home. But it takes me like all day to drink 1. If I go and grab either another can, which you can only buy king cans singly, or if I grab a bottle, there's a problem at work. Like, I am under severe stress. In fact, that's how my employers have now come to deem how much where I'm at with my stress level. So it's gotten, I don't need it now. I can go days without it. It's not like I used to where I absolutely had to. I just need to have something else to drink instead. Which is the hard part. Because I usually have Pepsi in the house. So now we have Gatorade, and we always have, and I have to have milk every day as well. That and how loud the metal music is. Yes! Well, that actually has changed because now I listen to like Nightwish and there's another group actually I gotta get some music from. Again, they're European. Because I actually quite enjoy their music, and I just find it funny that people think I'm in a bad mood when I have metal music going. The funniest part is one of my coworkers, her son started working with us last year, I think. He's about to go back to school, of course, but he's a metalhead. And so he and I talk about metal all the time. And it's just funny because everybody thinks we're weird. Things happen, start drinking. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's pretty. I praise you, Real Mystery. Battle Beast is great. I don't think I've heard Battle Beast. The one he got me listening to the other week was a Beast in Black. Beast in Black. He actually, the lead singer, does not look like a metalhead. Like, he does not have long hair or anything like that. However, he looks just like Snowman. I swear. And they've got a couple of songs too that you think, okay, you hear the metal, yeah, okay, that's typical, and then you hear the ballad, and it's like, oh, wait, that voice came out of that? Like, oh wow. But yeah, no, I actually sent a link to Snow going, why did you not tell us you were a metal band? Because they look so much alike. They're both bald, they've both got the long face. The voice came out of that. Yeah. Because it's like you hear him when he's normally singing and it's like this very typical heavy metal, European heavy metal sound. And then you get this beautiful melodic sound. Yeah. Out of him, and I was just like, wow. But a couple of people went and looked it up and went, holy crap, yeah. It looks just like, so it wasn't just me. It looked just like Snow. But I do use it to, like, music has to be playing in my office. So yeah, when the metal comes on, initially when they first heard it, they were like, oh, she's in a bad mood, let's not bother her. She's gonna tear our heads off. And now it's just like, I just use it as part of my background because it just comes on and whatever, but I think part of it is they're so used to me playing pop music during the day. It's like, when that comes on, it's like, ooh, let's not bug her. Oh wow, it's 10:46. Whee! I will get this mountain down tonight. I will tame this mountain. Yeah. Well, there's, unfortunately, there's not a lot of North American ones. In fact, there's very few good ones. The ones we've found mostly come out of Europe. Nightwish is one of them. There's a couple of... Yeah. And there's a couple they have... I think Sand would know probably a few more. That would have female singers. Oh, I love Nightwish. I'm not so much a fan of their pre-Fleur stuff, but when she sings the old stuff, I love it. Like, I'm not a fan of the prior singers. Oh, does it? Okay, I'll have to look them up. Yeah, I'll definitely have to look them up. I'll write them down here. I have my phone sitting in front of me. Oh look, more emails. Not from work. Wow, that's a shock. Where is my notepad? Oh! Things on my desk are falling down. I can spell, really. Okay. Within Temptation is also a good one. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at these. No one can spell. What are you talking about? I know, and like I said, I work in law, so I really should know how to spell. I know how to spell big stuff. That's what it is. Like, you would think, like... Because, I mean, that's the one thing that we're all... You know, as part of school, you get drilled into your heads. You gotta spell these really messed up words. But simplest words, forget it. And autocorrect does not help any. I can try and answer. It will depend, it'll vary dependent on region and country. Why such large words? I think back in the day, this is my own opinion, it was just so that people would have to hire lawyers so that they could argue for them, so you didn't you know, get that whole fool for a lawyer has a fool for a client. Because they do use such large words. However, nowadays, at least here in Canada, we've actually had, I'm sorry, metal swing. Okay, yeah, this I definitely gotta check out. Diablo Swing Orchestra. Nowadays, though, I've actually had judges tell us. Well, okay, then in Canada it makes it a lot easier. We've actually had judges here in BC tell us, don't use those long words. Don't use here and after. Don't use, unless it's a medical terminology, which dealing in personal injury is what I do, we have to use. Don't use all that old legal jargon. It's not how we talk. It's not how the young people talk. So he actually was talking to lawyers in a course when we do affidavits for chambers applications or court applications for court orders. Don't use those kind of words because that's not how the assistants and paralegals talk. And I was just like laughing my butt off because I had been taking those kind of words out of our court documents for a while because it never made sense to use them. There are times where you have to use them, but you don't have to use them all the time. So it does make things a lot easier. And again, depending on the province too, depends on, you know, your different type of law. But in the court system, that's basically what they're telling us here. Which is great because, like I said, it's not how people talk. And I write all of my stuff based on how I talk. Like, I will read it out loud. And even the lawyer I work for, when he does his reports to clients, I read it out loud to see if that makes sense. Okay, we are going on to our third double chest. Why do I have... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And again, if it's something where you can get away with using a regular terminology, use it. And that's what, you know, and the thing is too, judges are, don't talk that way themselves either. Hello? There we go. Oh god, yeah! Oh god, yeah. Like, I can't stand some of that stuff. Like, I have to correct, I've had to correct a number of times other assistants or other paralegals' work after I get a hold of it, of the file, and it's just like, none of that's needed. You know, you don't have to get so legal, if you will. And the other thing too is you gotta write it, a lot of times we're writing these documents for someone else, and you know, same writing it for my client. Well, my client's not a lawyer, he's just a Joe Schmo. You know, so he's not gonna talk like that. Like I said, unless it's medical terminology, we try and avoid it if we can. Medical terminology, unfortunately, we don't have a choice but to use big words, and half the time even doctors use like one phrase for, or about 6 phrases for chronic pain. Power play to... Yeah, exactly. Oh. Exactly. But we also have the issue of people trying to one-up others. They sit there and go, oh, that person only has 3 years experience, that lawyer. I'm going to use these big words to show that I've been doing this for 20 years or whatever. We actually kind of had that happen on one of our files, and it was just sort of like the lawyer that it happened to, he was actually on medical leave at the time, and we were supposed to do a mediation, and we hadn't received the plaintiffs, because we were defendant, brief the day before the mediation. So the lawyer who was watching over the file, who happened to be the partner of our firm, went, we're canceling the mediation. And the other lawyer is like, in all my 14 years of doing this, and the partner has been doing this for 60 or 50. It's like, know who you're talking to, first of all. And don't try and pull that bull. So it's just like, they try and use it as an intimidation tactic. And I don't know how many mediation briefs I've read, or even just, not just briefs, but their offers to settle. And it's like, they use all these big words, and we're going, where are you getting that information from? Because there's no evidence to prove that. Like, we're all about the evidence of proving claims, not making crap up. So they do try and use, big words to try and distract from the facts, and, it's unfortunate. It happens, though. But, yep, exactly. It's just a bunch of jargon. It means nothing. Unless, like, again, if you're trying to determine a medical terminology as to someone's claim, and it's a doctor that's saying it, okay, but otherwise don't use it. And, I mean, I've had to laugh even when not using that kind of stuff. It's just, you get some young person going, who thinks they're up on today's technology, going, oh, well, your firm doesn't do this, so you're archaic. And my brain is going, but my firm at least does this, and which is more than what your firm does. So, and that's the hardest part for me, is that I've read the rules of court. I know what we're allowed to do and what we cannot do, and there are people out there that, especially the young ones, who think they know everything because they just came out of school and they haven't even read the rules of court and don't know what deadlines they have, or what they can fax over. Yes, people, we still use faxes, or email over, or how, if it's even allowed, because there's rules about if you can do certain things or not, and they haven't even read the rules on it. And it's just, I find it hilarious that when you try and correct them, they're like, that's not right. It's like, yes, it is. Look it up. So, it's... Has Google made things difficult for your client? No. Thankfully not. At least not on our end. I think it's actually helped. Because, to be honest, we use Google. I think part of where it's made it harder is for people where you get the people who look up their own symptoms, and they don't go to a doctor to clarify those symptoms. They just look it up, and the problem with that too is that it's they just assume that, oh my god, these are the symptoms, therefore I have this, this, and this, when in fact they don't, because so many medical conditions have overlapping symptoms. The other thing too is that not all clients listen to their doctors, and they'll overuse medication, in the sense of they'll take it longer than they should, which ends up causing symptoms that are similar to what they were experiencing before, and therefore they could be fully recovered but aren't, because the medication has now caused the symptoms. So we have to kind of look at it doesn't stand up at court because it wasn't the doctor. Exactly. And that's the thing, like, that's the one thing about doing the most of what I do. I mostly do defense. So I'm usually dealing with the client that's being sued in personal injury. And so we basically just tell them, look, this is what's happening. This is, and you're good to go. It's dealing with the other side, who mostly is dealing with the person who is suing. That is a problem because we have most of our files. The doctors are like, yeah, they're recovered, they're fine now, they can go back to work, but they're not going back to work. I do have the odd occasion where the plaintiff is legit in my brain, going, they've done everything the doctor said, they're still not recovered, they will have permanent disability. Okay. But that's the thing though, you have to have evidence to support it. You have to have the experts support it, not just the treating doctors, because treating doctors can be sympathetic to their patient and will go, oh, well, my patient is claiming this, so it must be true. I've had family doctors claim that their patient has had neurological problems when in fact a neurologist has said there is none. So you kind of have to listen to the experts and follow the documentary evidence. And if the person is likable, then obviously you're not going to question them too much on their credibility. But if they're not, if they've got things that are kind of hinky, then you really, really question them. You start digging deeper and deeper. And yes, folks, we can use Facebook, Twitter, all of that. If you post shit that says, hey, I just had an accident, but hey, I'm going skiing, hey, I'm fine, but in actuality you're not, you're saying you're not, we can use all that. And we will get a hold of it. So, not legal advice. I'm not giving out legal advice. I'm just saying. Busted, exactly. And even before then, I mean, we've had files where we've been told, hey, this person has just gone mountain biking and they say they can't go mountain biking. They say they can't go swimming, but they're swimming. And we would go, hey, counsel, to the opposing people and go, we got your client. And they're going, okay, how much are you willing to pay? And we're going, okay, this much. And they'll take it. So that's the thing. In this day and age, especially in the electronic world, cyber world, dudes. And if you have more than one account, it does not stop them from finding it. So you always have to do what if your doctor's telling you to go get treatment, you go get treatment. If your doctor says, you gotta try to go back to work, try to go back to work. If it doesn't work out, okay. If it does, great. It does not mean that it'll be worse for you. We've done it, folks. We have terraformed this, and I'm going to turn this outcropping here into some sort of tower. So I guess I do not need this beacon anymore. What is this one? Oh, strength. Dude, I could have had strength. Wait. I can't get rid of regen. That's the only problem. Hey, wait, what is haste? Wait, what? What is haste? This is probably something I should know, but I've completely forgotten. Oh, it increases mining speed by 20%. Well, Fudgemaroo, I could have used that one instead of speed. Wow. Yep, that just happened. I just knew I needed speed. I didn't know I needed, like, haste would have been so much better. I would have had that all done a lot sooner. Jeez. No, give me my diamond block back. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. I'm guessing, yeah. Um... Intensity's walking speed. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it didn't seem like it was going any faster, was because it wasn't really going faster. It was just me moving faster, not mining faster. Yeah, we're both in BC, yeah. He has to be, because he's upstairs. Yeah, that we've been here a long time. You've never been this far west? It's nice. It is nicer. I mean, I spent the first 6 years of my life. 6 years? Yeah, 6 years of my life in Ontario. Um, but I've never been to any other province. I kind of flew out here, British California. Yeah, that is true, isn't it? We're Hollywood North. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's where the funny thing is Sam and I both were born in Ontario, minus the heat wave. Yeah. And he moved out here when he was like really, really little. I think like 1 or 2, I think. I moved out here when I was 6, and I still have family back east in Ontario. So I haven't been back to Ontario though in a long, long time. Mainly because I just haven't had the opportunity to do so, and for other reasons. But yeah, it's yeah, definitely minus the heat wave. Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible most of the time, because we don't really. I mean, this is unusual for this time of year for us, to be honest. We don't usually get this kind of heat wave. For the most part, it can be humid, but it's mostly mild, yeah, because it's a rainforest. We do tend to get a lot of rain, and we don't really get snow. Yeah, it's currently, well, right now, like today, it got up to 25. It's currently 20. The low will be 15. Generally now it's in the... Might have to move to BC. Yeah. It's usually now the highs are about 20-ish, 22-ish, nice and comfortable. This is unusual for us to be this hot this early in the year. Usually it doesn't get like this, if it does at all, until August, September. And even then I don't think it gets this hot. Last week was around 16. Yeah, 16 to 20. So, very unusual. Okay, so now to just... Oh, that looks much better. Now to just build the tower somehow. I mean, and during the winter, it's mostly, like, I think we'll get, on average, lives in BC, yeah, Sarah lives in BC too. On average, 2 weeks of snow? It's the late 20s, early 30s. Yeah. Well, when it reaches 19 by 8 o'clock in the morning, we have a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I think we average about, like, 5 degrees in the winter. Mostly rain. When we do get the snow, it doesn't really stay. I think there's been a couple years where it's stuck. And actually, stuck around for like a month. But that, if it snows, generally it snows in February. So, yes. Well, you do have them, but you're out on the farms area. Because I know my mother-in-law had them 1 year. No, God, no. No. We have a dry cold in the sense of, it doesn't get to your bones. Like, I remember in Ontario, we would get, like, a chill. Like, if it rained, it went to your bones. Whereas here, if it's cold, you're just wet. It's kind of more of a warmer cold than anything. But it's, I wouldn't say it's a dry cold. Yeah, yeah. That's basically it. No? There. Get some baby sheep going here. That's what it is, yeah. When there's snow, it's damn cold, yeah. But it doesn't, it's not to the point where you actually feel it in your bones. Like, that's the one thing I don't miss about living in Ontario. Because where I lived, it was, I lived in by Simcoe Lake. And when it snowed, it was, like, cold. You warming up meant literally changing all your clothes, getting into a blanket, and having, like, 6 cups of hot chocolate to warm you up. Yes. Yeah, the prairies are definitely more dry cold. I have been to Vancouver. I go there every day for work. I actually live in that region. Come here, I need to feed. Oh, you don't get wheat. That's right, they changed you. You get carrots now. Looks out the window. Yeah. Sarah can see it from there too. Okay, where's my gate? There's my gate. Hi. Can I stand on that? Go make some babies. Oh, I needed the seeds. Dang it. No. That Vancouver Island is a separate area altogether. We're in the, what they call the greater area. No, that's okay. It's quite common. Because what it is Victoria is on Vancouver Island. So, it's fully understandable. But yeah, it's quite a large area that we live in, and it's like 6 cities all in one that is called the Greater Vancouver Area. So I think it's 6. Yeah. It's like, is it 6? No, not 6. It's way more than that. It's Vancouver. It's like 11 actually. It's quite a lot of different cities, like all rolled up into one. So it's quite a large area. But yeah, I would not trade living here. Like, we have friends down in the States, and their temperature right now is hotter than Miami. Okay, like, it's ridiculous. Um, I was laughing. Not laughing, but I was just like, are you kidding me? Um, so they were in Kansas, they were 29, which is the same, thankfully, today, but the other day they were like 40 or something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Delta. Oh yeah, and I forgot. Yeah, see, there's even Twesson. There's, yeah, it's we're kind of like butt to butt. The only, I would say that if there was gonna be any deterrent, I would say that housing prices suck here. I would say that. And that goes for rentals as well. That's the only downside. Like, um, to give you an idea. Yeah, yeah. I mean, where I grew up in Ontario, they had 2 seasons, summer and fall, or summer and winter, and that was it. It was like 2 days of spring and fall. Um, so the average housing price in Toronto is to buy a single family home is about $1 million, whereas in Vancouver, you're looking at about 1.3. So it's a drastic difference. That's the only, I'd say that's the only downside, yeah. We get a lot of foreign investors that buy up property and then rent it out. And of course, rentals are like, depending on what you're renting, we're hoping, like, we got really lucky a number of years ago. I wanted seeds, that's what I wanted. Um, when we bought, because our place went up the following year by about 200 grand. And we got lucky when we bought it, so yeah. So we could have easily like sold the following year and bought a bigger house. We still couldn't afford a single family house. We live in a townhouse, but we weren't about to go into a condo because, well, there's just not enough garage space for a condo. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the downside to here. Here. Oh, you've got eggs, dude. Let me collect those eggs. Here. Yeah, you play in the water. Let's not hit. Ah! I'm terrible at that thing. Yeah, and that's just this year. So, I mean, next year, who knows? It'll probably change next year, but that's the downside to the housing market. Like, the following year after we bought, or the year after that increase, it did go down a little bit, but not much. But we like where we are. It's nice and quiet. And like I said, to rent, I mean, one of the reasons we chose to finally buy was because the people who own the apartment building we were living in wanted to increase our rent by about $300. And so it would have been over $1,000 just to rent where we were. And it's gone farther up north by way chance, like Yukon. Quiet. Yeah, that would be quiet. I have in a little way. we took a cruise in 2009 up to Alaska, and one of the things that we did was take a little train ride, and it went up through the Yukon. So we did stop in there for like an hour. But otherwise, no, I have not. The farthest north I've gone is to the central BC. It's the Arctic. 6 months of the year you got no moon. You got 6 months of all moon. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's much colder. It's not mild. Their average temperature right now is I think right now their temperature it's amazing how drastic it is. Temperature in it's currently 2 degrees Celsius in Nunavut. And 11 in Yukon. Yeah. So, and they don't have, their big cities are not really big cities. It's not like Toronto or Vancouver. It's more like Peel or Hamilton. Probably. I'm not, like, I know here in BC, one of the things that they've been trying to do is make sure that even the rural areas have internet and Wi-Fi. I'm not sure about other provinces. I know my mom's been up there. Why did I not connect that? Do I have a path over here? I don't have a path, do I? Oh, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to make my path. So yeah, there's supposed to be a path here, which is supposed to connect up to that path. Yeah, definitely. The more rural it is, the harder it is to get internet, for sure. Even in Canada. Despite what they say. Okay, good. I got rid of the skeleton riders. Did I? I did, right? Yeah. Last week we had skeleton riders here. Oh, yeah. The cold. Well, you've got also not just the cold, but you've got more wildlife up there. And like we've got a ton of wildlife here. But yeah, I think the thing that would get you mostly is the cold, for sure. I do have lava over there. I always forget about that. But they're definitely more rural. Think really far north Ontario, but much colder. Where you've got more of the open land and forests. That's what you basically have up there. I mean, it's beautiful. My mom says it's beautiful up there. But it's definitely something that you have to, less rock, yeah. Ha! I didn't get burned. Okay, so obviously it goes much farther in. Or not. Okay. Yeah, lots of moss. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Yeah. Oh, I'm on fire. There we go. Hot foot. Yeah, because you've mostly got snow, and ice up there. But like I said, it's gorgeous though. Okay, I know there's a way in there. I guess I have to go in that way. But just depends on how mild. Although the other hard part about up there is that the cost of getting food up there is far worse than you have down here in the lower regions of Canada. Transportation costs of getting food up there is ridiculous. I think there was a photo a while ago where it was like just think bananas or something, piece of fruit. It was like $30. And for us it would be 6. So it was just wrong, if you ask me. Like, it shouldn't be that way at all, but I get why it is. But it's just not, it's not right. Just want to turn this all into dirt. Yeah, exactly. Like, orange juice. And that's like, what, $3, $4 down here? And medical care, too, up there is extremely difficult, because you have to go a lot farther to a clinic. I mean, it's the same with just being in the interior BC. If you live in any of the smaller communities, it's so much harder to get medical care. So it's all different factors you got to take into account. Like, long time ago, in the far off distant past, Santa and I were actually looking at getting a place up there, up in the interior. Yeah, pretty much. But hey, if you've got good skills, transferable skills, we've got people looking for employees. Like, that's depending on what you're educated for. Even if you're not educated for it, there are employers that are willing to train you in the jobs that are here. So I know, at least I know my bosses are. If you're willing to learn. Just be prepared to drive. Yeah. And again, the interior is a lot less expensive. I mean, it's not dramatically less expensive, but it is a lot less expensive to live than down here. Gosh, I'm not going anywhere. Ah! No such thing as a college dropout. If you've got skills, doesn't mean you have to have educated skills. If you've got skills, non-existent degree. Exactly. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have gone to college. I've gone twice. Would I go again? Probably not. Most of what I do, I've learned on the job. I am not an educated paralegal, but that is what I do for a living. I was trained to be a paralegal. Yep. And like I said, there are employers, at least out here, that are willing to teach people the jobs. Because if you've got the will to learn and the drive to do the job, yeah. I mean, unless you're trying to go for a profession such as being a lawyer or something like that, most college degrees, or university degrees in particular, are pretty much useless in this day and age. I mean, if you know how to operate a computer, I mean, to give you an idea, my brother-in-law got a job, I can't remember where it was, only because he knew how to operate a computer, and he had no knowledge of the industry he was in whatsoever. And he did that for a while. He's currently in Italy, I think. I don't know what he's doing. Yep. Oh yeah, there's tons. Like, even just not a quick learner. Honestly, maybe I'm just a little biased in this area because I've worked with people with special needs and they've become some of our best employees in the past. That it's not about how quick you learn it, it's how accurate you are and that you're willing to learn. So, and hell, I've got ADHD. I probably got the worst, like, distractibility ever. And they keep changing the programs on me, so like I know tech, but I'm not perfect. Oh, and I'm also the office manager in my firm, and I've never been trained for that. I'm the IT, and I've not formally trained for that. I just know how to plug in a computer. So there are different like ways of doing things, and I know there are some companies out there that are very discriminatory, unfortunately. Those are the assholes. From doing orders in a hobby store, but one of the places I worked, the company exactly. Yeah, I just know how to plug it in. Yeah, that's it. I am the one, unfortunately, that people come to that go, this is happening to my computer. I don't know what it's doing, and I'll go over and go, okay. Have we tried turning it off and on? Have we tried making sure all the cables are plugged in? That is the extent of my tech. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. If you take the initiative, you want to learn. One of my favorite stories in our office is that one of my cohorts, my co-office manager, wanted to know how to do a court document. Never done it before. It was like her first year with us, first couple months, and she did it, and it was not done correctly, but we taught her how to do it correctly, and she became one of the best. So now she's my co-office management manager, and she's only been there a number of years. So, and you know what? That would get you a job. That would get you a job in any type of management here. Knowing how to manage and maintenance and do that kind of stuff, you will get a job. You could easily get a job here. Exactly, it's transferable skills. We had a girl who, when she joined our firm, she had no legal. She was, in fact, she was still doing her legal course. But she had been a manager of a restaurant, and we're like, you can manage, if you can manage a restaurant, you could probably manage file loads and direction and keep a lawyer going where they're, because that's what a lot of what we do. Is we manage where our bosses go. We manage their calendars. We manage their files. But there are companies out here that teach those kind of things. Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. Man, just showing up will get you a job. Be on time. Being on, you know, reliable. It's the one thing that we tell our young ones is, if you're reliable, hell, we'll keep you around. So there are definitely jobs out here, anyways. And with our restaurant industry right now, really struggling to find people. Oh my god, what a mess I made. Oh, how am I gonna fill all this? Yeah, exactly. Changes all the timesheets. I think it's more, not so much are they easier to deal with, it's more how much are you willing to tolerate spoiled brats? In my industry, in the law industry, a lot of them become like take these jobs because the school courses are really easy. And their parents pay for it. Yeah, that's pretty much the word I'd use. And are in it because they think that law will earn them a lot of money, which eventually it will. I'm sure if you put in the time and work and whatnot. But they have a tendency to be spoiled, and like, nothing against people living at home with their parents. Absolutely not. Because there's cultures that require that. But these guys are given everything. They don't know what it means to work for a job. Um, so I mean, they're nicer. Some of them are nicer. Um, but they are still, if you put in the time and work, yeah. Like, the first number of years, especially if they were only children. Yes! Oh god, yeah. That's even worse. Those are the even worse ones. I am actually out of dirt. Oh my god. I have to connect that to here, and I'm out of dirt. Ugh. I'm out of food too. What the heck? Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of times they don't want to listen. They think because whatever they learned in school is correct, that's how it is. But they don't listen to those who've done it. Do I have any dirt? I guess not. Oh, I have one stack. I have one stack. Yeah, we're like that too. I mean, I've been in the business been with this particular company for 20 years, so I've been in this business since almost 22. And, oh, I could just port back to spawn. And, yeah, I don't know if it's because I'd never have patience, and I know a lot of people who know me would say I don't have patience for people. For stupid people in particular. It's probably accurate. But I think it's more the young ones today, again, it comes down to them being given everything. So they don't really want to listen. Business is at top 3 busiest locations in Canada. I hate to say it, and I feel embarrassed working no matter how hard I try to keep it a reasonable place to be in. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are probably days that I don't want to be at work. Because the people there, not just the people there, I mean, the people I work with are actually right now kind of great. We have a good group at the moment. That's not to say it's always been that case, but it's more dealing with the other people on the other side. And that's the other hard part is in my industry, dealing with other people, not necessarily in our own company, but in other companies, is like the hardest thing to do because they don't listen. Again, they don't listen. There's a lot of, again, attempts at intimidation tactics through their end, and it is so hard to not want to smash their heads into brick walls. And they think, again, that because they're younger, they know what everything is about. And that doesn't just go for the staff either. I'm referring to some of the lawyers. I remember one matter we had that I didn't even know I was talking to the lawyer. All of his emails just had his first name. Like, there's no professionalism in it. And maybe I'm old school in that sense. I don't know. But usually you have your title under your name in an email. Just saying. And so I thought I was dealing with the assistant the entire time. And at one point he told me that my client should find a new lawyer because we were not available to do something when his was. And I turned around and said, so then your client should find a new lawyer for not obtaining the court date in the first place, as you agreed to do so. And again, I did not know he was the lawyer. And I didn't get in trouble for it. But I was just like, there's no professionalism in the young bloods anymore. And again, maybe I'm old school. but it's just something that I was taught. You reference. It's a lot of give and take in our business, and if you don't give, you should not take. So I was still professional about it. I will say that. I was still polite. But I was very terse, and I get terse when things happen, so yeah. I informed my boss immediately when I realized the other dude I was talking to was the lawyer, and he just looked at me and said, okay. If he's gonna be rude, then you have every right to do what you did, so I'm like, yay, I'm not in trouble. It was kind of funny, though. Blunt is the word yeah. Oh god, yeah. Oh my god. I don't know how many times I've had that kind of conversation with just Sachin alone. Oh, I have more dirt. That's the hard part is when you grow up in the industry, in some cases. Like, I know a number of people I've dealt with over the years. Their parents were lawyers, and they feel they have to prove themselves, although they couldn't be in law school, that they can do the job, and that they're worthy to be there. And they just watch too many TV shows. Like, or they're too timid. That's the other thing I have encountered, even with the people in my own office. There we go. I might have to make a little bridge. I'll turn this into something, maybe something pretty. And, you know, we encounter the young ones and they're like, oh, how do I deal with this person? They're just being so difficult. And I'm like, grow a spine. In my head, that's what I'm saying is like literally grow a spine. Like, tell them you can't do this because of whatever reason, i.e. your boss is not available or whatever. And that's that. Like, let them take us to court for it. That's okay. But always be polite and stand your ground. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what it is like they all see the... And the hard part too is they don't really show civil. They only show the criminal side of things, and criminal law is boring! I'm sorry, it is! I've done it! I spent a year and a half... Hi! Bye! Hi! Where's my cursor? There's my cursor. Okay, it's on the ground. Hi! You can't go swimming, dude. Now you're gone. Oh yeah. Oh, I know they do. And I'm sure like the real murder trials are, but that was an Enderman. That's the first I've seen here at my place. Diorite is the white one. I like using the diorite. Yes, they teleport. They don't like rain. And if your crosshairs cross their eyes, they attack you. And they be nasty. But yeah, the television shows do make it interesting. The problem is that... Where am I going? I'm going the wrong way. Is that they're not when you're... Like, I'm sure the court aspect is, but as a staff member, you don't go to court. You don't... You're in the office. You're calling the court for the next court date. You're doing accounting. You're... Like, it is the most boring job I have ever encountered. And I was only the receptionist. I worked in a type of law firm. So they had civil, they had criminal, they had a few other things. And the criminal side just looked really, really boring. And the assistant did nothing except accounting stuff. She phoned the courts for the next court date on a file. And unless you get the big criminal trials, such as the murder trials, then you're not getting anything. It's extremely boring. Because they basically just wait until your client enters a plea, and then you get sentenced, and that's it. Like, there's not much detail in it. I think when I did help out the criminal aspect of our company, I would go over to the civil side and say, hey, you got anything for me to do? Because I'm bored. So, yeah. That's not right. Is it? How do I do this again? Oh, yeah, that's right. So, it's when you're in court, I think, is where all the magic happens, all the fun, but otherwise, it's not. What? How can my shovel break? How can my shovel break? So I find civil to be more fulfilling. And I say that because you're never without work. You've always got work. There's always something to do. You generally, court sounds boring to you. I've thankfully never been in court. I've thankfully, I shouldn't say that. I've gone to watch one of my lawyers in court once, and it was kind of boring. It was a civil trial. But it was just sort of like, and it was a jury trial, so it should have been interesting, but it wasn't all that interesting. I would have rather been back at the office getting stuff done and prepped for the next one than sit there and do absolutely nothing. But we were there to take them out for lunch. One of our partners took me in and their assistant, and we are gonna just go for lunch on the lunch break. So that's the only reason I went. It's like a free lunch. They do great lunches. And if you end up in a place that, I can't say for all employers, but if you end up in an employment that actually cares about their staff, not just law, but in general, then you're golden. Like, I've been with this company 20 years this past March, and they've put up with all of my health issues, and I've had a number of them. And I am one over too far. No, that is not thick enough. I need to go thicker. There we go. Should be 4 wide so I can come up the middle. So I'm actually over too far. And, then they'll take care of you, they'll give you good benefits, they'll give you good pay. And that's what matters. Because as far as our company is concerned, if you show our company loyalty, then they show you loyalty. They look after you. It also helps that the partner of our firm is an amazing person, and she's one of two, but she's such a mother hen. And that's not a bad thing for her. Like, I think that's an amazing thing, because it means I can go to her if I have any problems, and I can talk to her, and we can work, figure out how to fix the issues. Whether it's me needing some time off for health reasons, or accommodation for appointments or things like that. So, that's the hard part, is finding one of those kind of employers. And that's not just here, that's just in general. So I'm gonna make this bridge here. over to where I'm gonna make it match, but I'm not gonna use this stone for the tower itself. I think I am gonna go with the netherrack, so I'm gonna have to actually get off my tush and get into the nether. And I just broke that and I didn't want to. But I'm gonna call it in a few minutes here because it's almost midnight. And although I'm not working this week, I still have to get up and make sure that Ghosty has his stuff in the morning, his medication and whatnot. So let's just take this to the where it starts to curve. And then I'll actually turn that, probably all of that into grass. Right there. I think that'll work. Probably don't have enough of the diorite, but... Oh gosh, yeah, girl. Definitely pack it in. 3 a.m. Man, I can't stay up past midnight. I'm too old. If I stay up past midnight, I'm laughing. It means I'm not planning on doing absolutely anything. So you have a good night. You're wondering about that? Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I've tried. The few times I've managed to stay past midnight, it's usually I'm in a game playing and I have no obligations for the next day. Absolutely not. Yeah. And that's the other thing is my back is starting to actually yell at me, so I really should kind of call it quits. I've been stretching. All right, good night. Good night, Real Mystery. Good night, Sarah. And we are going to call it here. I'm just going to put this stuff away. And we'll throw that in there. And thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And tomorrow we will be back on the Retro Island on Ark. We're going to work on the barn. We're getting there slowly. And of course, we're going to do some shiny hunting. And maybe convince Sanjin to letting us have a Shadow Main over on the original island. So thanks for hanging out. So that will be tomorrow at about 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And then Wednesday we will be back with Ace Attorney. We're going to finish up that episode. Thursday we'll be back with Garden Paws. I did a little grinding today, so we did miss a bit of... but nothing happened on except for a couple of hatchings on Garden Paws. And then Friday, well, who knows what's Friday going to bring. I'm hoping that we will have a stream on Friday because we haven't really had... It's been kind of iffy, kind of picking a day the past couple of weeks. So hopefully we will do something. We'll figure something out. So thanks for hanging out, guys. And we will catch you guys all laters. And let's go see who's all out there. And I'm not going to go raid Sanjin as much as I would normally do so, because he should be getting off himself. So let's go see who else is out there. Oh my god, what is he still doing up? Oh my god, Chainbrain. Is he still going? He's been... okay. I'm gonna let AutoHost actually kick in, guys. I know Chainbrain is still going. I'm not gonna... as much as I would love to say, go support him. He's an awesome guitarist. He usually plays Rocksmith, but he's been doing a birthday subathon. But it is late, so I'm gonna just let AutoHost kick in, and we'll catch you guys all next time. Laters!